Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Alright, I think I'm live. Probably. Oh yeah. Definitely live. Alright, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So welcome one, welcome all. Today we're going to be working on it's more of this stuff. Config file refactoring. Oh baby. Okay. So we were in the middle of just doing this kind of stuff. Let me adjust my mic. I think this is better. Alright, config path. Let me see. That's metadata name, metadata path, and then there's just like a default const. Config format. Yeah. So we'll just do it like this, and then let's just do it as JSON. Yeah. So we'll format as this. This is the format we should be using. So let's not hard code it like this. This is slightly better. So we put it into the config format with exactly 2 format parameters, string parameters, or string. Are they called parameters? Is that the technical term? Formatty thingies. I believe that's the actual technical term. Yeah, that is string path string.json. So if we start it up from here, we should be able to just save. So we press apply properties config, saving config saved, displayed in reverse order, of course, the best kind of order. Change me doesn't need changing. Go back to export. So change me we can get rid of. But now it's changeme.json, so we can open it up. Take a look at this inside of jsonbeautifier.org. Oh baby. Beautify it, and there we go. Should be able to load everything. In addition to this, this uses the built-in Godot types for the little type parameter that you can see here. So, I mean, that's pretty neat. Alright, so I wonder, is it currently loading things in? So that's a big question that I don't currently have answers to. So during the setup function, what happens here? So we do save config, easy. Save config, load config. When do we do load config? It's in setup. Oh no, let's just add more log messages. So existing config found. Otherwise, app manager, log message, no existing config found, creating new, using blank config. Yeah, okay. So let me see. Instead of using a breakpoint, let's just depend on print statements. My favorite. No existing config found using blank config. All right, good to know. Good to know. So let's see. Hello, Motiak. Very important question is this hexadecimal color purple or blue? Oh, okay, well, Neither. That's actually shows up as white in Twitch chat, so checkmate, atheists. Hold on, we can find it. Actually, we can just find it here, right? Type this in. Hey, invalid color code. Oh. That's a hard one. That's a hard question that you've asked me. Is that purple or is that blue? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Hold on. It's the GameCube color. I need to see this in more detail. Oh no, you can't do this in Paint. I think I would call GameCube's purple, so... Although it does look kind of blue. Now that you mention it, it does look kind of blue. I'm not sure. Hold on, I need to see a bigger color of it. It does look purple though. I would consider GameCube to be purple. I don't know if that's a controversial statement. Yeah, it's a purple. I would call that light purple. It's not a royal purple for sure. It's more of just a, that's like a light purple, dude. That's like an unripe aubergine. Unripe eggplants, purple. Your aubergine is probably suffering from ED at this point though, if it's this color. Yeah, no, I've always considered GameCube to be purple. So, there's your answer. There's your answer in many words. So CM setup. Some days I see it as blue for some reason. Have you been looking at a very, very red screen, or just what is it? What's the color theory behind it? Isn't your red and green cones are almost on? Or actually, what's the wavelength? Hold on, most colors do it the proper way. Red and blue, or is it red and green? It's blue and green. So if you look at something really red, it's something about I'm not good at color theory. All I know is that it is possible to overload your color receptors in your brain. Not your brain, your eyes. Right? So you got, I think it's a red cone, blue cones, and green cones, and then everything else is just you happen to see it. So if you overload one of your cones, you are able to see different colors. So if you stare at like a really intense red, then you will overload your red cones in your eyes, and the corresponding other cones will appear more vibrant. Something like that, right? I need a color nerd to pop into chat. But I think that's pretty unlikely. But yeah, you have 3 primary cones in your eyes. That's why sometimes you'll see a different color than what you were usually expecting. If for whatever reason you have overloaded one of your cones, intentionally or unintentionally. Probably depending on whether or not you've been outside today. That's a subtle jab at shut-ins. I should note that I'm also a shut-in, so... Has metadata. Default model to load path. Default model to load path. Oh, you know what? I am not This line of code, this sequence of code doesn't really make a lot of sense. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rewriting the entire kind of save file system I have for this program here, which is free and open source, by the way. Find out on my GitHub. But yeah, the file whatever system, save file system, is super fragile because it was originally just meant to store data for, you know, just which bones are tracked by the face track. But then it was extended to save all kinds of just random data. And as it turns out, storing everything in a JSON file, just kind of, you know, storing it on the backs of hopes and dreams, not the greatest solution. So now I'm trying to rewrite it so it's a bit more robust, which is what this is supposed to do. So now we have the concept of a metadata file, which points to other, more specific configuration files for your display. And of course, you can track progress of this on my GitHub as well under the app config refactor branch. Yeah. So now I'm trying to figure out what was I thinking here. So metadata config, default model to load path is empty. Then default model to load path is equal to demo model. Actually, I can just check what things am I saving here. JSON beautifier. Alright, so default model to load path. Hey. Wait, what? Hold on. Model defaults. Oh, wait. Huh? Wait, what? What is model defaults doing? Model defaults is model name to config name. So that's not what's being displayed here. Model defaults. So what I've stored here is currently just config name to config name. Or actually, no. This model, config name to config path. Model data, that's fine. It's kind of a misnomer, but this one is definitely wrong. All right, so where do I save model defaults? Model name, where do I get model name? Current model config, model name. Okay, so where do I set model name? That's a good question. It's a good question that I don't have an immediate answer to. Model display screen. Hey. I suppose in slightly more uplifting news, I've managed to cut down this file. It used to be like a few thousand lines. Now it's only less than 300 lines. Oh, hello, DeadSec. How are you doing today? Quack, quack. Shuba, shuba, shuba. Etc., etc. I am still trying to bang out some code so I can finally put this to rest. Just found the 9th spider in my apartment, killed it. Yo, but you do be killing it though. You killing it, bro. What kind of spiders are they though? Are they the dangerous type, or are they like orb weavers? Orb weavers, I usually leave them alone. Usually I try to throw them outside. If they're like the black crawly ones that don't really make webs, I kill those immediately. And then if they're like dangerous or venomous, like if it's like a wolf spider, it's a big no. That's definitely purple. That's like isn't that like a darker purple than the purple you showed me last time? So Dead's like, is this purple or is this blue? Would you call this purple or blue? I think this is purple. This looks pretty purple to me. Right? You can kind of see here that the digital ocean icon, that's definitely blue. Facebook, definitely blue. LinkedIn, that's like a darker blue. Trello, that's kind of a lighter blue. Twitch, that's purple. This, pretty purple. Discord, like I think Discord is one of the harder ones to tell. I think Discord's kind of more of a... I think Discord's kind of like a kind of saturated purple. Yeah, but I would say this color that you're showing me here, this is purple. Okay, I surrender. Are you trying to get me to say it's blue? I think it's pretty purple to me. This is blue. Purple and blue is how I leave the bodies of my enemies. Haha. That's actually not really true. I've been in two street fights and I've lost one, and we'll call it basically no contest on the second one. And after that, I you know, learned how to fight, and I kind of realized that I'm not really suited for for street fights. I'm just too short. I have no reach. Basically, for me to have any chance in a fight, I have to run in and just hope I don't get my face punched in. But then if I can get you into the clinch, which is in boxing, if you're familiar with boxing, you know, the good fights are when they just punch each other. But the smarter fighters will, when they start to tire out, they'll give each other a hug, aka they'll clinch. And in boxing, there's not too much you can do in the clinch. But in, you know, MMA style fighting, or just like, you know, regular fighting, the clinch is generally my strongest position, right? Because I am, one, shorter, so I have a lower center of mass. Two, also just like built like a rock for whatever reason. Very solid core. And so you just throw knees all day long. Easy. So as long as I don't hit your knee with my knee, I'm usually doing pretty good. Anyways. But yeah, no. For that reason, though, I try to avoid fighting, because fighting sucks. As the famous quote goes, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Which is, I can tell you, 100% true. And the problem with me is that I have to get... pretty much I have to accept that I'm about to get punched in the mouth once. In any fight. So here we go. So we have the model. Maybe we want to do this on basic model. So basic model is loaded. So from the app manager, model is loaded, and then we'll also set, don't really like this, this implementation of it, but current, or I don't really like this kind of workflow, but you gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do. So each model, well, do I want to set it here? Because each model might not have the correct name, right? I will quack you. Sounds lewd. Bonk. Oh, thank you for redeeming a hydrate. Let's drink some water. Let's probably call it 200 milliliters as usual. Still need to update that the thing to specify it's 200 milliliters. And you know, I've been drinking a lot more water recently, ever since I started weight training again. Oh, 'cause I'm a sweaty lad. Not lewd, by the way. It is. The quacking is lewd, though. Yes. I'm not sure what you mean by quacking, but I suppose I'm into it. Quack quack. File to load changed. Let's see. Current model path. Alright, what if I do current model path? Hmm. This is kind of hard. So set file to load. Current model name, current model path. We want to use the file or the model name. So what we should do is load. So config manager, we want to load in. I'm trying to figure it out. So okay, we load config and then we just create a new one if it doesn't exist. So we just load it every single time. All right, thank you for redeeming hydrate again, dead set. All right, we'll have to take an early bathroom break, it looks like. And you'll never get to the very last channel point reward. Joke's on you, this is actually good for you. Alright, I pretty much have finished my entire water bottle. Yeah, there we go. This is now a water drinking stream. ASMR. Yeah, I mean, I only have 400 left, so that's pretty much it. Alright, give me 1 sec. That's a lot of water to consume. That's 800 liters. I started out with roughly 800 liters anyways. Plus I've been sipping on a beer. So feeling a little bloated right now. Alright, give me 1 sec. I should probably put that on a timer. So we do all of this. Bum bum bum. Beer. Yes, you know, the alcoholic beverage. Commonly drunk by drunks. Alcoholic beverage drunk by drunks. Drinking by drunks. Drunken by drunks. Beer, disgusting. I don't know. It's an acquired taste. Right, the older I get, the more I kind of find that I like, I don't know, I dislike overly sweet things, and I'm more kind of drawn to things that are somewhat more savory or bitter. I don't know why. But now I find it really difficult to drink soft drinks. Or like if I ever go to like, if people want to go to Starbucks, I usually just get like a black coffee. Just give me a big cup of coffee with nothing in it. So I drink my coffee black. I don't really like drinking like imperial stouts, but you know, I'll drink a strong IPA. I like a sour. Sours or gosés are pretty good too. Your bitter uwu notices your bulge. What am I doing? I just took a sip of beer when I'm supposed to drink more water. Load. Config. File path. Wait. load config current model name. Current model name. Yes. And so load config. Begin loading config for this. And then we'll get the full path. Var full path. Some sort of string. Config format. Ugh. Metadata path. Path. Yes, so config format is in formats string/string.json, which is your config path, full path. So I use this instead of just the raw path. If quack prints bonk. I suppose that's valid Python. I don't know. I don't usually use the single line if statement. Let's drink another 200. The sky is purple. I think that's... I don't know. Maybe? Depending on where you are. Is it Twilight where you are now? My favorite young adult novel that I had to read for high school. I've read Twilight. I mean, yeah, like during Twilight, it's you know, light diffracts through the sky, etc., etc. So that's why the sky can appear kind of reddish, blue and red. You get purple, right? Blue and red is purple. Or is that orange? So that's your full path. So this should work. So we'll do load config. And if it doesn't exist, then we'll just have a new config data. Otherwise, we'll do whatever we need to do. Yes. So current model config is config data.new. Load from JSON. Config file get as text. Oh, okay. So this is what I should do. I should do current model config dot model name is equal to hey. Path. There should be like model name. All right, so let's change this. This is model name. Yes. I live on Pluto. That's a darn shame. I wish you luck. It's pretty hard to not surviving on a real planet. Got him. What are you gonna pull a Rick? Your face is. Oh, thank you. Are you talking to Best Girl Sibo on the right? Have you read Blame? No, that's a good series. Although I think they did Sibo dirty at the kind of the end of it, but I think it goes well with the theme, which is like kind of hopelessness. So I should read that again, but it's a really long series. So I think this will work, probably. So let's see. Begin loading. Res export text scene.json. I don't know if that's right. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's my stream tool. Change me.json. That's a good one, but also not what we want. Although I think if I... Oh, don't do that. delete this. But what is that? What are those? All right, Motiak, is that? Are those flames blue or purple, by the way? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, is this where we start writing? Why are we writing? Purple. All right, now give the duck a pitchfork, and then we're all set. It's purple with blue edges. Pink? Okay. I guess I can see pink a little bit, maybe. Technically violet. Have you seen the new Hololive Ina Inanis song Violet? Kinda slaps. A little too much auto-tune though, since I could hear it. Yeah, I don't know. Type in, if you want to Google something, you can Google Ina. So like the normal, like I guess isn't Ina like Ina's a German name, right? So this is Ina and then Violet song. New song just dropped. It's pretty okay. Pretty okay. Kind of vocal style is a little too reserved for me. I think I prefer more of like an Adele, an Adele style voice where you just kind of like throw out your vocal cords. Model name, current model name, get file. How do I just? I don't want the extension, but I suppose. You know what? I suppose the extension is okay. So let's try this one more time. I thought about it a little more. Now, there's no reason not to save the extension, right? Because you could have two types of whatevers. Oh, hello, Cenobite OPSEC. I feel like, did you... Oh, so when I don't know, did you unfollow and then refollow? I remember your name, but thank you for the follow. I only shout you out because you have talked in chat before. And I also did time you out that one time. Alright, so we should be able to load, right? Hey. Does not exist. Oh, it still changed me. Why does it still change me? When you can't afford Adele tickets. I can afford to stream Adele music. That's what matters in the end. Oh. Hello from the parking lot. I really want to hear you. I was about to say fart. That's an old song though. Hello from the other side, right? Hello from the other side. I really want to hear you fart. I don't know. My mind is flooded by the the current background music. Which is not an excuse. That's just the reason. Are you gonna say fuh? No, I don't. I suppose I could. You can make this explicatives. Current model config. Config path. Config name. Did I not set my config name? So we load config. If the config does not exist, oh, I don't wait. What did I change? Didn't I just write something? Excuse me? Am I losing my mind? Oh yeah, it's here, right? Load config. The ad is no more. Oh, congratulations, you have successfully made it past the ad. If I had the ability to turn off ads, I would turn off ads. But unfortunately, Twitch does not give me that possibility. The only way for me to turn off ads is if I run an ad right now. Yeah. Exactly. I need to roll an ad to turn off pre-roll ads, but I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Why is this? Am I crazy? File does not exist. Does not exist. And then we save it. Oh, it's not model name, it's config name. Okay, so if we go to the top here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of ads. I would prefer it if they would just kept it till, like, you know, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Or if you want to cheer bits, then you can cheer bits. Otherwise, you know, don't feel obligated. But I know some other people, other streamers, aka Hafu or pretty much anyone else, they like to just run ads all the time in order to kind of coerce you into subscribing, which is just bizarre to me. Config name and then model name. I feel like your model name, your config name and model name should be the same thing. You know what? Let's take that out. Config name. Where was I using model name? Model name. So this is now config name. Model name no longer exists. This is now just config name. Wait, no. We need to have it even though they'll be the same name. Or, deletes one click a banana it to duck. I'm not sure. Are you implying that I'm about to be stabbed? I don't quite understand. Okay, so I've changed a bunch of stuff. Probably ill-advised, but model name. Path, model name, easy. No, I learned about, was it the betrayal of Caesar, or as you might hear in the Mojave, Caesar. Learned about that in school, but I don't remember too much from those days. Was very bad at ancient history. Because I really do not care all that much. The more recent history is a bit more relevant. And also a bit less embellished, probably, you know? So model name, and then config name. Oh yeah, so we should set both model name and config name if you don't already have a config file. Config name, model name. Yeah, because we need to have a separate config name and model name, because you can have multiple config files for the same model, right? So that's why I had them separate. Ah, see? He's thinking. He's beginning to believe, etc., etc. Alright, so load it in, apply properties, close it, look at our files, duck.textscene.json, you love to see it. And then we load it into JSON beautifier. Yeah, looks good. Everything was able to, you know, whatever, stored properly. So we have your model name, and then config name should be somewhere near the top. Yeah, config name, and then we'll be able to change that later. Beautified. No you. Ooh woo. god, I can't imagine the code to do that. It's not that hard, right? Like, I think I've written something similar. Well, not a code beautifier, but it's really just you need to count. You just need to count the brackets, right? So after every bracket, you insert a space, and then insert a tab, and then you just count the brackets, right? So each bracket should match to a corresponding close bracket. So it's a pretty simple algorithm, yeah. I think there's a lot of edge cases, of course. Or I suppose if you want like a more complicated spacing system, so like you can kind of see here that this uses Java style formatting, aka it does not put these brackets on a new line, which is C# style. And I believe also like a specific like Linux kernel style formatting as well. I prefer Java style, if only because I learned Java first. Anyways, I think this looks good. So then we should be able to load it in. Begin loading. No existing config. Alright, so that's wrong. No existing config found. Using blank config. Hey. Oh, this is looking for the default model to load path. Default model to load path. Hold on. So let me look at my app config one more time. Throw this into the beautifier. What values do I have? Default model to load path. Huh? Alright, hold on. So let's delete the app config. Let's remove both configs actually. Regenerate. It's possible that it's not using a blank config, and that's what's messing it up. So we'll load it in. No existing config found using blank config. Res exports duck texting JSON does not exist. Oh, I think that message no longer appears. Yeah, so we are able to load in the config for the duck, right? But we're not able to find our metadata file? Question mark? Quack, quack. Indeed. Let's see. Yeah, quack, quack, or shuba, shuba. Something's not right here. Something's not right. So default model to load path. Take another look. We've reloaded this. Paste into here. So we have default model to load path. Resource entities, basic models, duck text scene. And then metadata if metadata config model defaults has metadata config default model defaults. Oh, it's looking for this inside of here, but of course that doesn't exist. Ah, because I'm storing. I think I mentioned this a few minutes ago, but then promptly forgot it when I was fixing something else. Alright, so model defaults is model name to config name. Okay. So it's model name to config name. I think that makes sense. However, config manager. Please. with the hydrates. Alright. Another 200? That's about 200. I'm now out of water though. So if you redeem another one, I'll have to take a break because I do need to refill my water bottle. And also probably use the restroom, as I will have consumed 800 milliliters of the finest tap water Georgia can provide. Along with an extra pale ale. Actually, this is a pale ale. It's not an IPA. I totally lied. I thought I was drinking an IPA, but this is actually just a pale ale. Okay. I suppose you couldn't really hear that though. It was a little muted. Because I drank it as fast as possible. I can feel the urge to use the bathroom swell inside me. using the adjective, you know, swell, or the verb swell along with the verb urge. Well, actually, no. The swell is a verb, urge is a noun in that context. But using both of them together makes sounds a bit sus, don't you think? Feel the urge swell inside of you, deep within my plums. All right, you know what? I'll be right back. I do need to grab more water. Is this some sort of ploy to get me to take a break? 100 hydrations coming up. I suppose if you want. Because I'm not using face cam, you have no idea if I'm actually drinking this stuff. No, just hydration? Oh baby, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. We'll drink a little bit more water and then we'll look into turning down the hydration reward, or just keep it known that I reserve the right to not honor any of your channel point redemptions. Yeah, it's roughly 200. Curses. That's like just trying to keep me well hydrated. What a pain. Alright, so this needs to change. Model defaults is model name taking a fig name. Model file name. Yeah, I suppose it should be model file name taking fig name. And so when do I set model defaults? Default model to load. Path. Oh, we don't want the path, right? Demo model path. I suppose it should just be demo model, right? const demo model, some sort of string. Well, actually, we can't do that. Demo model path. Default model to load path. And then model defaults has. We can do file path. File, get file. Load config. Get file. I think that makes sense. I think that fixed it. So now we should be able to load in our config file. So saving scene. You can do it. Yeah, check it out. Begin loading metadata, existing config found. Begin loading config for duck text scene JSON. Begin loading config for, wait, what? Wait. What? That doesn't seem right. Why did it load the config twice? Has loaded metadata is just a flag. Don't really know what it's doing. So we load config. And then once you load in the model, it loads in another config. What if I just don't do this? Yeah, I guess I already handled this elsewhere. So hold on, let me test this one more time. I think I'm already handling this. Yeah, begin loading metadata. Begin loading config for that. And then if we delete everything. So app config and then duck text scene JSON. Bum bum bum. So begin loading metadata. App config JSON does not exist. Begin loading config. That config does not exist. Apply properties. Close it. And then we should be able to reload the config with no errors. Look at that. I should probably have like success. Somewhere. So setup, there's like load metadata. App manager, log message, finished, loading metadata. And then this one is finished loading config. Manager, log message, finished loading config. Oh, there we go. And then just update this. Finished, saving config. So it's all roughly like the kind of like the same type of message. But yeah, I think we've done it. He's done it. It only took a little bit. Oh, and you can kind of see here that a race condition kind of happened, I think. Actually, no, that's not a race condition. So we only call load config once we have loaded our model. It's actually, and we only load our model once this panel is all connected and hooked up, etc., etc. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's see. So let's do this. We can test out a few things now, just to see if we're able to load in config stuff. So we apply properties, close it, reload, and then we should load in the old. I think we are loading in the new data. We're just not applying it to the GUI just yet. At least that's what I'm telling myself to prevent myself from absolutely losing my mind. So CM, which is the config manager, current model config, let's see. Model transform. Oh no. So the model transform and then model parent transform have not changed. So that's a good sign. Okay, so it did change, right? So wait, model transform. Yeah, so this is what it should look like. So finished saving config and then finish saving config. Here we go. If is metadata, bum bum bum, and then we just need to do all of this. Metadata config model config name equals config path. Is it config name? Or is it model name? Ah, jeez. That's, oh no, the misnomers are starting to get to me. So model data, model defaults. Model defaults are the file name to config name, whereas model data. Oh my god. All right, let's change this really quick. I'm getting confused, as is wont to be the case. So model data needs to be changed to be config data, which is config name to config path. Then model defaults are model file name to config name. So this points to paths in your local system, whereas this points to whatever these are. That's the difference. Config data. Model data. Alright, there's gonna be one more error, I think. Model data. I think this is it. Yeah. So let's see. So why is it not saving the current model config? So your current model config. Oh, let's try it again. Alright, so we need to yeet the config file. Always a good start. Get rid of it. Apply properties. Save our config. Load it back in. I think we're not actually applying the things, but we should see that our config loads in properly at the very least. Bum bum bum. Current model config. It's not loading it in properly. So is default for model is correct though, which is strange. So did it just fail to parse it? Is that what happened? And then what if I do this, right? We apply properties, close it, reopen it. Of course, these won't be applied since it's not actually reading from the new config file yet. However, if we look at our... Yeah, the translation is correct. It's just the transforms are wrong. So why is that? Why is that? Something weird is going on. Something weird is going on. So when we load our config, we should do load from JSON. So let's look here. Load from JSON. Dictionary to color. Alright. So let's have the fall through here. So we have a few transforms, right? So let's hit it with a app manager, the log message, key. Let's see. Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. So it actually failed to do that. Huh? What? Alright. So it should have printed out a few transforms, but I guess it didn't. Yeah, there we go. So we have all of these keys that we're parsing, but I guess we just don't parse some of them for whatever reason. And I guess it just fails silently. That's good. That's good. Model transform. So model transform is included in here in part of the, or as part of the fall through. So what is model transform? What is it stored as? Beautify. Bone transforms, that's fine. Model transform. Model parent transform. Model transform is a 13. So we go back to Godot, look at type transform. It's 13. Am I matching on the incorrect thing? Match data. Oh, it's wait, no. Wait, no. What? 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 Huh? So all of these should have type. Type key is just type. Okay. And then you have the value. Data value is the value key. And then when you load it in, That's tough. That's tough. I don't really know what's happening here. So let's do this. If key is equal to model transform, then prints out the key. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing at this point. Model transform. Okay. So it is there. And then just do a regular print for the data value. So we're just looking here. Yeah. Huh? Oh, do I need to cast this to an int? Oh my god. Is that what happened? Is I need to cast it to an int? Oh no. I think that's what happened. Is that it's trying to match a float, but these are actually integers. I see. So we still don't have anything show up, but that's fine. But then if we go to our remote here, we can look at current model data, and yeah, so we are storing the correct data. It's just that we weren't converting certain things correctly, which I suppose makes sense. Okay, so I think the last thing to do now, so we can get back just regular functionality, is to load everything back into each of the views. Yeah, because I think this works now. So now you have your app config, which is your metadata. And then with each app config, or with each model, we'll create one of these files, and it'll just default to your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your model name, your model file name, right? But then of course you can always change it, so it'll save as something slightly different. So the config name is duck text scene. Your model name will always be duck text scene. However, you can change your config name to be something different. So you can have like facing right, and it'll be duck text scene facing, you know, or facing left, and they both point at your duck text scene model. Although I don't think I store your full model path here, unfortunately. I suppose I should store the full model path as well, so that it knows where to find it, right? So let's see. That would be here. Model name, config name, var model path. Change me. Alright, so model path. Let me see. Load metadata. No. Load config. So that's your model name. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Load config we don't want. Let me see, where do I set all of this stuff? Set file to load, file path, cm load config, current model name. So I guess I could just grab that. So instead of taking in there, we can do var model name, string model path get file, call this model path, and then we'll need to change this to be just file path. Yeah, so we pass in the file path to load config. Load config, we pull out the model name, and we also get the full path to the config file. But then here, if the config does not exist, then we'll create a new one with these values preset. So the config name is defaulted to your model name. Your model name is, of course, set to the model name. And then the model path just tells the software how to load in like arbitrary config files, right? So of course this is not portable. A bit tough to make it portable. Although that would be really cool. And I have an idea on how to make these portable. AKA, we'll just load in I'll pack these all into a zip. I wonder, zip, packing, unpacking. How do you zip things in Godot? Let's see. So do they have zip? So there's a proposal. Okay, so if I want to do my idea, which is like make things portable so that you can just give other people like a config file which also contains your model, you would need to do I would need to go through Rust in order to do that. So let's do that later. 'Cause that's somewhat tough. Alright, but this is the hard part. So we have our base view. Set up from preset. Not really what we want. Current model, blah blah blah. Okay, so the setup stuff. So we'll do something like this. Re-enable once everything is fixed. Good comment. Good comment. So inside of our model view, inside of our setup function, we'll need to fix these. These are bad. Let's do mapped bones is equal to. So is it still a config? I think it is still a config. So we'll do mapped bones. Get out of here. Config. And then this will give me. I think this should give me just a JSON, probably. So I can get rid of this as well. Look how clean it is. So load from JSON, get as. Is it get as dictionary? Get as dict. Okay, yeah. Okay. And so the things that we're looking for here are the mapped bones. And then, is that it? Is that the only thing I need to use from the config? That is. How neat. Neat. Okay. So this one will need to be, jeez, for key and config right keys. Oh my god. Who wrote this? Alright, so I'm gonna turn on the GUI here. So I need a reference. Because I no longer have one of these. So now I need to actually write these like so. It would be initial properties. Let's see. Is it translation damp is equal to config translation damp. And so we have a few of these. It's rotation damp, additional bone damp, and then tracking options. Hey. 1, 2, 3. And then the interpolation options. All right, cool. So let's get to it. This is rotation damp. This one is additional bone damp. So this is ugly, by the way. I fully acknowledge this. But it's just a stopgap for right now because the initial implementation uses dictionaries, which is why I'm just trying to port this over. I'm trying to separate out the kind of workflows, I guess. I'll learn today that workflow has a very specific meaning in certain areas of business. So especially if you are used to using like a low-code platform like Salesforce. Oh god. Low-code, generally pretty bad. Because in the end, low-code platforms require real code behind them in order to make it, low-code. So it always turns into a bunch of spaghetti. Because you're trying to make regular code work in like a low-code style. But then you have the people who are actually using the low-code system who are like, they'll work around pretty much everything. And so with all the workarounds and with all the workarounds on the engineering side, it just turns into a nightmare. That's what they're asking me to do at work. So trying to push back against that as much as possible though. This sounds horrible. Interpolation, alright. But I think they're doing it because I think they can get one over on me. Which is more or less true. I am just a consultant, but I'll try my hardest to push back against it. Alright, so I think this is good. Do we use config anywhere else? Nope. Now it's just down here. Current model config, pose view. We need to do stuff as well. Okay. So let's just pull this out directly. Since there's only two things that we need from the config, right? We'll do current model transform is equal to hey, what's up, Thomas? How are you doing today? So this is model transform. What did I call this? Model transform. Demo model transform. I'm working on this thing. This thing here. So I'm rewriting the kind of the entire save system right now because the entire save system was written back when the only data I had was like everything you see here. You know, and it worked, right? Because you just drop everything into a JSON file and read from it. It works. Then I added the pose view. It's pretty much the model view. So I used the same system, and that was nice. And then I added this tab, and that's where everything just everything just absolutely died. And so now it's causing a lot of problems, so I need to rewrite it. And I think my current solution is pretty good, I think. Doing good, you? I'm doing alright, doing alright. Don't usually stream this early, but, you know. I've have an additional meeting on my calendar now every morning, so now I need to wake up early. Because it used to be every day my first work meeting would be at 11 a.m., which is really late in the day. But now I'm back on kind of the old school. Hey. The kind of old style of work meetings, aka need to wake up, give a status update on a phone call. Because they like to keep track of what you're doing, etc. So I think I probably should modify my schedule to reflect that I'll be streaming earlier these days. Okay, so this is model parent transform. But yeah, so the entire idea of what I'm doing right now is this. So we have I'm following this design, which is we have a big metadata file, which contains a very small subset of stuff, just things that we need. Basically, metadata points at other config files, right? And so this has several benefits. One, it means that I don't need to do organization inside of just like one mega file, which contains multiple config files. That has a lot of, I guess, capacity for pointing at the wrong config. And two, it makes your config files shareable with other people, or at least portable, at least, which might be nice. And of course, the downsides is that it creates a lot of I suppose, file bloat, because you could have a lot of files. I don't know. As opposed to just doing 1 mega file, you'll always just have the 1 mega file. So with more files, you could lose a file, I suppose. Don't really know how that would happen, but I could. Yeah. So right now, everything is more or less completed. So we have our big metadata class. This is kind of more of a Java style approach. So we have kind of our class with some members on it. And then we have our functions to load from JSON, export to JSON string. And then we have config data, which is, you know, data fields here. An additional inner data field and inner class. And then, you know, get as dictionary, load from JSON string. Yeah, so this stuff actually works. I just need to re-implement, you know, generating the setup stuff. You know how it do. So this is the less fun part, is backporting all this stuff. Because I'm backporting all this stuff, I do need to... Well, I'm backporting this stuff because I do want to restructure how the entire GUI system works. So, but before I do that, I need to make sure that this works, the config manager. And then I can start refactoring the GUI layer. So, feels bad, man. So this is mapped bones. Mapped bones. No, this is not mapped bones. This is bone transforms. Transforms. So keys. Bone transforms. Key. Huh? Set bone pose. Current model skeleton. Find bone key. What? Bone transforms. I think this will work, yeah. Probably. I have no idea. Alright, so there's only a setup left on this one. Setup right doesn't really have anything. But setup left... Oh, jeez. So that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Let's see. For key and config keys, match key. Instanced props. I think this'll more or less work, I think. So our base view, yeah, so it just pulls from the global config, since now we don't split them up by, I guess, view, right? So instance props, then for p and config, instanced props key. Oh yeah, this works. Right, because config key, this is config instance props, and then this will be its own kind of own dictionary data. So I think this is actually still valid. This one needs to be... What am I doing about the light stuff? Yeah, I think... unfortunately, this needs to change. Oh, jeez. So we'll do... for key in... or I guess for prop in config instanced props. Okay. Then we'll do... basically this, I think. Well, no, just this. Yeah. So this will be prop. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. So change this, because I haven't touched this portion yet. It should still be valid according to the JSON beautifier. Alright, so we have instance props, LMNOPIJK. I'm not very good at reciting the alphabet. Instance props, nothing. That's fine. Then I guess we're just not testing this yet. But that's fine. So we can get rid of this. Or we won't get rid of it just yet. We'll just comment it out. And then everything else is just gonna need to be a manual, more or less. Right, so we'll do main light color is equal to JSON util dictionary to color. We'll do config main light color. Yeah. Main light energy is equal to config main light energy. Main light dot light indirect energy is equal to config main light indirect energy. So this part, not very fun. I can tell you that for free. But hopefully I can knock this out pretty quickly. As long as I'm able to spell. Hey, main light energy. Yeah, let's just copy and paste. So I think this is main. Oh, it's just main light energy? Is it really? What? Oh, I forgot to close it. Main light color. This is main light energy. Main lights indirect energy. Let's just copy and paste really quick. Specular is equal to main light specular. And then this, which is main light shadow enabled. Config. Grab this one. Alright, and then the last part. World environment. Okay. We're so close. I can feel it. I can taste it. Bum bum bum. This is light energy once again, and then sky contribution. So all of these are intended to be, I guess, modifiable from the program, which is always nice. So you don't have to recompile. Config one of these. Config one of these, and then grab the last one. These very long Java style names. Okay. So I think I should be able to load everything in now. Actually, app settings view does have a setup left. Okay. So if config has QOL, I don't think I'm doing that anymore. I think I'm just doing, yeah, I'm just doing this. Yeah. So some of these actually sets the metadata. Okay. So config. Alright. So this is where I need to make changes. So default load path is equal to, this is actually on the metadata. app manager, cm, metadata, config, and then we'll grab the default search path. And then should track I is equal to config. I think this is, where is this? Should track I. Yeah, so we can get rid of this. I'm not using config anywhere else. Yeah, okay. So let's give it a try. It looked kind of lame, but that's software development, baby. Trying to cite type of dictionary to variable of type array. Mapped bones. Huh. This is not... Is that not what you're supposed to do? Mapped bones. So mapped bones is an array. Mapped bones is also an array. Huh? What? So, mapped bones. Wait, what? What's the problem here? So let's take a peek at the config, and then we'll see. So config name. What is mapped bones? What is mapped bones? Mapped bones. Mapped bones. Mapped bones. Close this. Hey. Mapped bones. Oh, mapped bones is a dictionary of size 2. Oh, because I forgot. I need to grab the value from all the configs. All right, I'll be right back. I drank too much water. Hello, hello. I'm back. He has returned. The prodigal son, etc., etc. So let's see. Need to do all of this is like basically value, right? Yeah, what if I just use kind of like this direct access kind of syntax? Yeah. And this will also make it easier once I move over to... Or I guess refactor the GUI system, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. What I do know is that I can more or less depend on this being true. So that's our config. Nothing else, okay. So we'll go back to here, pose view. Oh, then we need to do something like this. So that's kind of tough. Luckily that's the only thing here, and then set up right. It's just boom. Boom, boom, boom. So that should be fine. So we're always pulling out the value, right? So right now I'm passing along this dictionary, this JSON, and this JSON has a few things. One, it's the key name, easy, right? But then I also pass along a type and the value, because it's somewhat hard to keep track of all of these. Or I guess keep track of all the types, I should say. So that's why I'm doing that. Alright, so... yeah, I don't need this one anymore, so no more for loop. There we go. So create prop for prop in config instance props dot value, like so. So that should work, I think. We'll see if it breaks. You never know. Could be first try. Am I actually a genius? Thinking face? Probably not, but how cool would it be if it worked? Let's try that. Bum, bum, bum. Alright. I think that's it. Please be it. Oh no! The last one! You hate to see that. Okay. So this is where these will go. App manager, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. This one. Anything that pulls from config needs to be changed to this kind of syntax. Or press play. Load in prop. So close. Invalid yet index. Apply translation on base dictionary. So why is this? Data source. Data source is data source. Initial properties. Oh my god. Oh no. I see. I see. So here, generate properties is called from setup. And then I'm passing, well, Oh, actually, that looks correct. What was the error? Apply translation. Data source apply translation. Invalid get index on base dictionary. Apply translation. Oh, did I leave this off? That's very likely. Yeah, probably. Oh, wait. Why did I do this? This is wrong. This is apply translation. I think I got distracted. Amazing how the human mind can distract itself. Apropos of nothing at all. Okay, so this should work. Wait for it. We're close. We're close. Invalid get index type on base dictionary. Invalid get index type on base dictionary. Setup left, so it's one of these. What's the key? Key is type. Oh, this needs to be phone transforms values keys. Yeah. One more time. Invalid. Oh, value, not values. It's just the value. Oh, invalid get index metadata on base dictionary. Preset metadata name. Preset metadata name is just metadata. Where am I? This is in preset view. Setup left. Oh. How did I miss this? What? Did I not save this? Preset view. What? Did I not go through preset view? Am I an idiot? Oh, I did not go through preset view. I am an idiot. Alright, so setup left. We have our config. If not config empty. There's not really any presets though, right? Not really any presets, so we should probably just do this. Or at least stop using the config. Yeah. So anything that uses the configs, there's not really anything to do. Alright, so go back to here. Rerun it. I don't remember if this is correct or not. So let's try it. Apply property. Load it back in again. Hopefully. Ah, yes! He's done it. He's done it. That feels good. It works. Probably. And so if we load in a different model, right, so we go to users, these. What is these? These nuts. Alright, load this in. Gauge strength. Invalid yet index gauge strength. Oh, okay. So that's another thing I need to have. Gauge strength. So what other times? This is the only one? I suppose I should just have this available on all of them, right? So that's like, yeah, that's like model option. So let's add a new thing to this. Gaze strength, that's like a face tracking thing, right? Gaze strength, some sort of float. What do I set it? What's the default for VRM models? Gaze strength 0.05. Sounds pretty good. So you'll run through every single one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go to OpenSea page GD, export. All right, looks good to me. And then inside of, which file was that? Oh no, this one. Model view. So everything will just have a gaze strength now. That's fine. That's a-okay with me. So load it in one more time. Ah! Okay, so now that broke the that broke the existing duck config. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, because I'm not loading it in either. So this should be... Ah, jeez. This is under bone movement damps. Initial properties is strength is equal to config gaze strength value. There we go. So that should probably work. Ah, okay. Invalid set index with value of type float. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so go into VRM. Gaze strength. We'll grab this. Move this out to basic model. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Probably. Hopefully. We're good? We're good? So not every model has a gaze, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Alright, cool. So that's good. We go to users, and then select your model you would like to import. Wait for it. Ooh, jeez. What the heck? What happened to the lighting? Or like did the texture, something with the textures fail to load? What happened? What? Or is what happened? Something about this doesn't seem right. Something about this doesn't seem right. Let's think. Let's think. What happened? So we were able to load. Don't remember what this error message means. We save config. Huh. I wonder if it's the world environment values which are bad. I don't think it's that. Either way though, I think it's more or less done. I just don't know what happened to the VRM model. Because I'm able to load in the VRM model like here. Let me see. Go to dev, OpenSea face GD. So you should be able to just load them in kind of like independently, I suppose. So this is the VRM. Didn't receive any errors. I wonder if it's because of the current build that I'm on. If there's a problem with, I don't know. What happened? So we're using the built-in GLTF module. Why does this display as just like a completely black model? So we look at our world environment. Maybe look at our light container. Directional light. I mean, I think it is enabled. It's just there's no texture on it for some reason. Or is there no light at all? Is that... Features, main light. Oh, the light energy is 0. That's weird. Why is the light energy set to 0? Yeah, there we go. He's done it. That's weird. Why? Huh? I don't quite understand. Did I mess something up? So in our model display screen, we don't have a light here. So this is the light that we need. We should be messing with. Oh. What the heck? What the heck? What? Huh? Am I crazy? Why can't I click on this? What? Is it because... Oh, it's because I'm using the wrong editor thingy. So just make this correct. Okay, now we can look at it. Oh, geez. So this is energy 0.7. All right, so I think I just need to change to the defaults and then we should be good. Did I set these to 0 like an idiot? I set these to 0 like an absolute moron. So that's energy, indirect energy should be 1. Light specular should be 0. Light shadow should be enabled. World environment, and we'll look at this. Ambient light color should be black. Actually, what light color is this? This is white, and then ambient light should be black. Ambient light energy should be half. Then ambient light sky contribution should be 1. All right, so these are sensible defaults for everything. So then we can start it again. Should be able to load in. Okay, so this loads them in very close to the camera. I don't know why that happens. I have a swap file? Why do I have a swap file? Does Windows use swap files? I had no idea. All right, so check this out. Oh, baby. Loaded it in backwards for whatever reason. Don't really know what's going on with that. Did I accidentally load in the GLB? No, I loaded in the VRM. I don't know what happened with that. That's weird. Yeah, I think that's fine. Pretty sure set as default will just completely brick my my setup. Yeah, so let's do default load path should be apply properties. And let's try to load in again. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we go to documents, Alicia, VRM. Please load in properly. Oh, right, it doesn't load in properly. I remember now because well, actually, no. It should load in properly. What happened? I didn't change anything. I changed this in the rewrite, so I did rewrite this a little bit in Godot 4. before I started running into issues. Model resource path. So in main screen, file path, file to load changed. So this is an app manager. Set file to load, file path. Huh? What? Loading VRM file, but then it doesn't spin it around as it should. Maybe I don't need to do that anymore with the new VRM updates. Maybe that has changed. I don't really know. So documents, Helvetia. So now we no longer spin it around because I see that we're using the VRM loader. Apparently. So, yeah, so we're loading the VRM file. Am I just spinning it twice? Is that what's happening? Loading VRM model. And then we do have the translation and rotation adjustment. What happened? I don't think I didn't make any changes to this file, right? Right? Hold on. Let me get the diff of this file to just my master branch. So we'll see. Yeah, open a pull request against my own repository. Gotta love it. Compare against app config refactor. It's a big refactor. Ooh, draw IO. That's fine. PNG. You see, main screen. Screens, main screen, blah blah blah. Let me see, base view. Well, I think this is fine. I'm just looking for model display screen. Does this have any changes on it? There's main screen, but where's model display screen? I don't think I've made any changes to it, right? Config manager is all new. App manager now? I don't really know what happened, right? Yeah. That was a bit weird. Assign yourself. Create pull request. Yeah, so I haven't made any changes, but for whatever reason, it's not loading in properly, which is a bit bizarre. Yeah, so I should be auto-rotating the model, but, why is it not auto-rotating? Or am I like, I'm not, Loading VRM, which then calls this function, starting external loader. So let's try that one more time, right? So we load our model. So it is also, like to note, it is successfully reading my config file, because usually it just starts a root directory. Yeah, so we have, here we can compare against our print statements here. So we have loading VRM file, right? Then it jumps to here, load external model, starting external loader, then external file loaded successfully, and then returns the loaded model. We jump back here, then we should be modifying the model transform. All right, you know what? Let's look at the model transform just to make sure that everything is looking a-okay. Or I wonder if it's because there's no export. No, there is no export file. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is it because of the there's no config file? Oh, you know what? So I'm rotating it. It is working as expected. I am rotating it, and then it just generates a default config. Okay. Then it generates a default config. I see. I see. I see. All right. So when do we apply the config? So what happened here is that I am actually applying the translation, but then after this, right? After this, then the GUI reads in from the config file, and the config file stores properties like this. So if I press apply properties, right? Now we have our config file saved. So now it will try to read from a config file. Oh, what's up, Ren? How are you doing today? So now that we have a config file saved, now it will respect the rotation, I think. Yeah, and now it will respect the rotation. So that's a bit weird. And also a bit unexpected. So how do I fix that? So good news, config file refactor is more or less done, and it more or less works as well, which is pretty neat. So now we have kind of separate files. So you have your app config as before. You'll need to delete your old app config because this is no longer compatible and probably just will crash. No, it probably won't crash, but it will just throw a lot of errors and won't really work. But now we have our separate config files, which are, I guess, just easier to maintain and keep separate. The only problem now is that whenever you don't have a config file, it generates a default one for you. However, when you load in a VRM file for the first time, I try to spin it around and correct all the rotation stuff for you. But then the next part in that flow is loading in data from the config file, which uses, I guess, just regular GLTF file stuff. So it like basically it undoes the fix I try to apply. I typically delete the whole folder when I rebuild, so I should be good. Oh baby. Yeah. So another big change I'm making to this is because I'm like just generating a million files. I'm actually going to be using the app data folder as opposed to just storing everything in the same directory. Now I'm just gonna just try to use the app data folder since that's a bit easier to target, since the app data folder on each system is more or less hard-coded. Unless you're, I suppose, and as long as you're on like a mainline branch of Linux as well, it should also be hard-coded. Which I believe you're using Pop! OS, so you should be good. If you're using like Gen 2 or Linux from scratch or something, that might be a bit different. Yeah, actually, where's the Godot user directory? Data paths. So you have, yeah, it's in user data. Wait a minute. Why is, actually that's weird. Why is on Linux, yeah, you have .local share Godot as your user data, but then you have .config Godot for your user settings? Huh? That's weird. I suppose that is more Linux-like, right? So your config goes in your config, and then your local goes into your, I suppose, your share. I don't know. I usually just place all my user data on Linux in your local. So I would do local Godot, but I suppose share is fine. But yeah, we are approaching completion of this task, which is nice. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Just need to figure out this last part, which is your file being spun around when it shouldn't be spun around, or your model being spun around when it shouldn't be spun around. So file to load change, that's fine. Bum bum bum. This is fine. Is it in? It's an app manager. Model loaded, right? No, model loaded, model loaded. This is intercepted by... I like it being separated like that. Yeah, I think I've come around to it. I think I used to not like having, you know, 3 different config files. But okay, so here's the idea now. It came to me in a dream, which is a little hyperbole, but also somewhat true. Is I have this flag here called should use portable config files. So, what if I embed your entire model into this config file? Oh baby. So that's, I don't know, if you wanted to share a model with somebody, or if you just want to move it to another system, you select should use portable config files, and I slap everything into the same config, and it'll use that kind of config path for your model as well. Oh baby. Or even if you just like to move your application around for whatever reason, it doesn't break all your configs. Whereas right now, I think on the current master branch and on the current release, the config file stuff will actually break if you move the binary around, because it uses a hard-coded path. But using portable config files means that I can now use a relative path, because I know exactly where your model is. It's going to be in the same directory. The idea is I create a new directory, I drop this JSON file along with a copy of your current model inside that same directory, and then zip it, and that's your portable config file. Yeah. So I need to figure out this part. Could probably get rid of load config. Load config doesn't really do anything right now. I don't believe we do any of this stuff. So this is begin loading data. Begin. Yeah, there's no begin loading data, so that's good. We're getting close. And it's getting a lot cleaner as well, which I like. Hey. Set model default. This will 100% break. Set file to load. You know what? If I do this, and this is just a stopgap, cm dot current model config dot, is it just model transform? It is model transform. Model transform is equal to model dot transform. Just like that. Oh, and it needs to be app manager. All right, so we go into here, delete, well, we'll just delete Alicia. Start this up again, and then we can load in. Let's see, documents, Alicia, VRM, and then it should be properly rotated this time. Hopefully, yeah, more or less. Close enough. And there we go. Set as default, still broken, so let's see if I can change to that. Hopefully that's a quick fix. So set file to load. This doesn't need to change. I don't remember if this needs to change. This looks like a problem looking at the to-do. I don't remember what the context was. That's good. That's good. This one, actually, this one's really easy. This one is metadata config dot default model to load path is equal to current model path. Easy. All right, so let's try this out. We're fixing things one step at a time. So load config. We'll go to Alicia, load in the VRM model, and then, right? Now we have our Alicia model, the reference VRM model, right? We can set as default, please don't break. Hey, okay. And then we press play again. Okay. That's unfortunate. Almost first try. Almost first try. Oh, I need to do save. I should do a save config. So we do this. Boom. CM save config. There we go. So that was the problem, is that it didn't save it. So I set it in memory, but then I didn't store it to disk, which is the slightly more important part. Wait for it. It takes a little bit. Alright. Loaded the config file in successfully. Boom. Please. Please work. Please work. Yeah, he's done it. It works. Alright, cool. So that's more or less done, I suppose. Now I just need to refactor the GUI stuff. Hopefully presets work as well. Actually, I'm not doing anything with presets right now, so I haven't re-implemented presets. But I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good. Oh, and also we're not doing a get as. We're not doing a. Okay. I see. Because we're also missing this check. So it's on model. Model view. It's on the right container. Hey, generate properties. Is current model default. So, I think we can do this. Oh, I suppose, so I was going to change it just so I call the config manager directly. However, that doesn't look like it's possible. So, we can just do get. What does this do? What is this? Is current model default. Get current model path. If current model path. Sounds confusing. Alright, so this is using the app config, but we don't want to do app config. Now we're using this configuration manager, config manager, default model to load path. So this is if cm metadata config default model to load path. Well, actually, isn't this is just so we no longer need this one. This is only used in one place, so we can get rid of it. Oh baby, we're cleaning it up. I can guarantee that this will never be null. So we do metadata config default model to load path. Typing is hard. And then I think I can also just guarantee that current model path. Yeah, since I initialize it every single time, this is really easy. Current model path. There we go. It's so clean. Alright, so this takes a little bit. Just wait for it. Yeah, there we go. All the tracking options are all mostly the same. It's just how you load it in the config file. So last thing, I need to implement, or I guess re-implement preset view. Because I just nuked everything instead of actually fixing it. Because I think the way presets work now is a lot different. So I think it used to be I would have like a presets section inside of the config file, but now it's just the metadata contains, I guess, config names to config paths, which is a bit different. Also a bit more, I don't know, just harder to, I don't know actually. Is it harder to keep track of, or is it the same difficulty? I just realized the case I ordered from my phone was for a Pixel 3a XL, not 3a. Oof. Feels bad, man. Did you order from Google or from Amazon? If it's from Amazon, you still have a chance. Amazon's usually pretty nice about returns. Google, I have no idea. Amazon? Oh, baby. Well, you're in luck then. I don't know. Honestly, I don't use a case on my phone. I have a pop socket that is 3 years old. I've used it across 3 phones. I just kind of like, I have it on the back of my phone so I can spin my phone on a table. I think, because I've only ever dropped my phone. I've dropped this phone once. I've never shattered the screen on any of my phones, so, you know. I think the kind of scratching and scarring you get on a phone, and that really adds character to it, right? You know, it's like, how often do you resell your phone also, right? The case is really only useful if you happen to drop your phone a lot or you work in hazardous conditions. Otherwise, I think it's more worth it just to get something like a pop socket. I don't even know if people still use pop sockets. Stick it on the back of your phone so you can, you know, have a little buffer between you and the desk, and then you're good to go. Although I suppose some people like to leave their phone face down, which just blows my mind. You know, it's like, I don't even know. That's insanity to me, right? The main way you interact with your phone is with the screen. Why would you take the risk of scratching the screen by placing it face down on a desk? Yeah. Anyways, Amazon, usually pretty good about refunding you. Especially if you have a good reason, right? It's like, oh, I meant to get the regular case, not the XL. What, did you think I was American or something? Actually, I am American, so. Saved preset element. Instance. Okay, so we have... Bum bum bum. I don't think I actually store enough metadata on each of these for on each config data, I suppose. So I could, and you know what? I'll be right back. Someone redeemed a bunch of hydrates and I, for whatever reason, respected it. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. So this one's pretty easy, I think. Right, so we'll do a for. Well, we need to have last modified time. So you have metadata name, last modified time. Last modified time. What is last modified time? Is last modified time a string? How did I do this before? This is crazy. I have no memory of this. What the heck? Okay. How strange. Dictionary. Get date time. And how did I write preset logic? This is something where it's like there's just like a very wide gap in my memory of like I remember writing it, but I don't remember the process of actually implementing presets. Like I definitely wrote it, but I only remember like the end. Which, you know, might be a sign of an actual problem. However, I'm just gonna laugh it off. Aha. So this is, we're not working off of this config. Yeah. We're actually gonna be working off of metadata, and so we'll loop through every single config data, I suppose. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. Yeah. But then I don't have enough information to, I guess, pull out like last modified time, unless I load in every single file, which is not a good idea. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. You know, for now, I'm just not going to re-implement last modify time. That's fine. It is good enough for now. Instead, I'll just load in everything that's inside of config data. So we'll do for cd in app manager cm metadata config dot config data. Oh, and actually it's config data dot keys, right? So this is config data name, cd name to a cd path. Okay, so var preset element, some sort of margin container is equal to saved preset elements dot instance. Let me see. Hello? Oh, margin container. Preset element name. Preset. No. Preset element dot name is equal to cd name. What other thing do I need? Preset element dot upper text is equal to cd name. Okay. Presets element lower text is equal to not yet implemented. Fantastic, I love it. Send it. Oh, and then I need to do left container. Call deferred. Add to inner preset element. I guess also, if you are still around, Ren, I was talking to some people about potentially porting this to Godot 4. And I think that's going to be on hold for a while. That's going to be on a very, very long hold. Because their VRM stuff is not compatible with Godot 4 like whatsoever, and there's no plans in order to like port that functionality to Godot 4. So right now, right, Godot 3, you are able to load in GLTF files at runtime. However, they've removed that ability to do that for some reason in Godot 4, which is very strange. Like, you can still export GLTF from the editor, but just at runtime you cannot import. So it's causing a lot of problems. So the people I'm relying on for that will have to rebuild it. So I think if I'm doing like the leap motion stuff, it's going to be on Godot 3. Pretty much all enhancements are just going to be on Godot 3, probably. So I'll have to rewrite whatever I have for VSS in Godot 3, which shouldn't be too hard. But that's one piece of bad news. Because yeah, parsing the VRM format is not something I want to do, especially now that I've worked with it for a little bit. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And not using Godot 4 isn't the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little unfortunate since you don't get any of the fancy stuff, right? Because Godot 4, the idea of that is that it's is now on the same level as like Unreal and Unity in terms of graphics capabilities. So like you get all kinds of fancy lighting features, etc., etc. And Vulkan, by the way. Whereas Godot 3 is stuck on OpenGL, which is not bad. You know, still supported by pretty much everyone. Apple has it deprecated, but it just means it's deprecated, right? So config, I need to do this as well. Oh, so you won't be able to use the lighting stuff? Well, there are still lighting stuff, but it's just not the fancy, like ray tracing style lighting. So there is still global illumination. Godot uses SDFGI, something like that, which is comparable to ray tracing. But I think it's never really been implemented in a real engine. It's only existed as research, as far as I understand it. Which is kind of the appeal of Godot, is that they're doing all kinds of off-the-wall stuff. Of course, Unreal has Nanite, which is like not related to lighting, but it's some sort of fancy polygon stuff. So all the engines are kind of branching out into kind of wild territory, I guess, besides Unreal. Or not besides Unreal, besides Unity, which is branching out into all territories all at the same time. And therefore kind of limiting themselves. So for config, for preset in config, let's see. What the heck? So what's Unity doing? Yes. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Unity, it's cool, right? They do all kinds of stuff all at the same time. But I don't believe they have the engineering resources to actually deliver on everything, right? So they have, like the last time I used Unity, they had like the minimal render pipeline, the fancy one, and whatever. And at the time they were also deprecating their networking layer, whatever the Unity multiplayer module was. But then they're also trying to go into like real-time applications for like movies and whatever, kind of like what Unreal does. Because I think, wasn't Unreal used on The Mandalorian? Never seen the show, I've just seen the news. From what I can tell, Unity's kind of all over the place, which is nice, but also, you never know what thing they're going to drop support for in the future. Or add support for, and then only kind of like half-ass it. What does this do, by the way? I actually don't think I need this. I think this will just work. Send it. So while I was talking, I think I accidentally made it work. Let's see. Just wait for it. Aha! He's done it. He's done it. Oh, okay, this doesn't work. Alright, well. He's only somewhat done it. That's still pretty good, I think. I did have we're about halfway there in terms of presets, and then I can push this to master, and I'll just have to test it, I suppose, and see if I fixed any bugs or whatever. Because I think I fixed bugs, but I'm not sure. Alright, so for CD name. When do I connect these to the stuff? Save presets. Pressed. Create preset info display. On update preset. On GUI toggle set. If presets has. Presets. Config duplicate true. What is presets? Presets toggle name? What? What the heck? What is this? Who wrote this? Oh my god. How does this work? Alright, so string to dictionary. So, oh no. Oh no. So, intoxicated coding is starting to come back and bite me. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but this is a very strange decision to copy the config into the view layer. Who does this? Oh. Who wrote this? You did. Yes. This is the joke. I don't know, man. Every day, I've become more and more convinced that the person that goes to sleep and the person that wakes up the next morning are different people. Because I'm looking at this right now and I just have no memory of how this works. Because this design is so bad. I can see why this broke this just continuously broke. For me at least. And I can see why. So we don't need this anymore at least. Save. Okay, so when do I create this? Create preset info display. On load preset. Something doesn't seem right here. Saved. Preset element GD. GUI toggle set. Toggle button. Toggle pressed. How do I connect it back to this? Like, how do I do this? Update preset. When are these loaded? When is update preset done? Okay. Save button. So do I have a save button here? I do. Where's my load button? My load button? What? Load button. What? Load preset. Load button. Create preset info display. This is created whenever you... Hey. GUI toggle set. App manager GUI toggle set. Emit signal GUI toggle set. Alright, good job. And then it's in the setup. Call setup. Setup does this. Add to inner. When do we connect it to the several functions? There's several functions I need to connect this to. But I'm just not seeing it. Because this is the function. This is the most important one. Create preset info display. Does this currently work? So if I click on and wait for it, this is gonna load. This takes a little bit since it loads in Alicia every single time. But it's always good to check that it still works. So if I click on this, yeah, nothing happens. So we'll do this. Setup left. Is there really no connection here? Did I not connect it like that? How did I make this work last time? Preset elements. Dot toggle Buton connect. Create preset element. Yeah. dot connect pressed. Or no. Wait. That's not right. How did I do this? GUI toggle set. Oh, it's this one. Yeah. I distracted myself once again. So, your presets. So I need to figure out how I was doing presets, and then once I figure out how I'm doing presets, then this just kind of solves itself, right? Displaying the preset data. Okay. So if presets has toggle name, presets is string to dictionary. So I don't think we want to do that anymore. I think we're just gonna do string to string, or maybe even just like an array, right? So if I do this var presets, which is some sort of array now of just strings. So there's string names. So now we just gotta fix everything that's broken. So on save new presets, then we'll do presets. If presets has preset name, then presets find preset name presets equals current config, else presets append current config, something like that. Right, so we check to see if our presets now has the string inside of it. Wait a minute, current config is a dictionary. That makes no sense. Current config, what is current config? What the heck? What the heck? What? Update config, save config. No, we don't want to do this anymore. Don't think we want any of this anymore. Nervous laughter continues. I don't know what I'm looking at. App manager dot cm dot current metadata, or what did I call it? It's current model config get as dict. Okay, so this doesn't like it. Current config not declared, blah blah blah. This one is app manager cm current model config name, and we'll do the same thing for this one. This is just a stopgap before I refactor this. Then update preset is pretty much the same thing. Preset data, preset info element, save. Preset info element, what is this? Preset info element, get child, the first child. I think that's fine. Update config no longer works like this, but we can just do a save, which should just work, I think. Yeah. And then if presets has toggle name, then we want to do presets find toggle name. Something like that. I think that'll work, yeah. Update preset name. If preset info element name does not equal preset data name, then you want to do presets find. I'm gonna have to rework this pretty heavily. Presets find. Then we just do the erase. Okay. So for preset name in preset keys, preset data set as default. Huh? I don't think this is valid anymore. I don't think that's valid anymore. So we just won't pay attention to that. Easy. Don't do that. So just ignore some parts of it. Presets. Find. Like so. Alright, I think that'll work. I don't know. Just started typing and hoped it worked out. Wait for it. Okay, presets. I guess they're still not hooked up. Hold on. Presets. Presets. Preset view. Presets has toggle name. Presets, create preset info display. So when do I populate presets, I suppose? Presets, oh, I need to populate it here. So it's presets is equal to hey, config, well, it's no, app manager, metadata, config data dot keys, because that's config named config path, which is more or less the things that I'm using here, right? Oh no, what happened? Invalid index metadata config on base node. Hey, oh, cm dot cm metadata config dot keys. And that's how I'm also generating the preset labels. Yes. Boom, 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 boom. No? Okay. Should I duplicate it? I don't see what that would do for me, but let's try it. All right, and then after this, let's just set a breakpoint and see what happens. Because I'm starting to lose my mind on this. All right, so presets, what do you have? Presets, presets, presets. And what is toggle name? Toggle name, so you do have it, right? No, you don't? What? Boom. Toggle name, Alicia Solid underscore VRM dash 051 VRM. Then this one is Alicia Solid. Ooh, wait a minute. Huh? It doesn't have the dot anymore in the name. That's weird. Or it doesn't have any of the dots. Huh? What? Why? Wait. What? Huh? Oh, can node names not have dots in them? Is that it? Preset view. Margin container, outer, inner. It's feature view. My bad. Left. Margin container. Outer. Say presets. Margin. Hey. Scroll container. Inner. Oh, these can't. Oh, their names cannot have dots in them. That's why it's not working. Ah, interesting. I suppose that makes sense, but that does make this a little more difficult, right? Because a toggle name is based off of the just the name in general, and I've opted to use just the direct file name instead of trying to transform it into something that looks a lot better, right? Because this is just easier. So let me think. Presets. So whenever I do presets, I need to run through every single one of them. No, I can't do that. I need to change how presets are stored. Or no, I need to change how this signal works on GUI toggle set. So I need it to work off of a specific value as opposed to working off of the node name. So the node name cannot have dots. The node display value can have dots. I need it to work off the display value. That's tough. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and push this code. Git add. Hey. Hold on. ls docs. ls all docs. There is a gdignore file. Why did it still try to import it? It's weird. Docs config file design import. Git add all. Git commit. So config manager is working. Still trying to retrofit presets to work. Hey. Oh, git push, because I forgot I rebased. So we're good now. Boom. So you can, as always, you can find this code on GitHub under the name OpenCFaceGD. Here's the pull request I'm working off of right now. So if you just take this branch, you can play with it for yourself, but there's not too many like user-facing changes, really. It's just the config stuff. Anyways, it's past 10 o'clock, 10 past the hour, etc., etc. I will be live tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time working on this. I'm getting pretty close to finishing this, actually, so I think my estimates yesterday was probably about spot on in terms of like time estimation, how long this would take. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Peep the socials below if you haven't already. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, give my stuff stars on GitHub. You know the drill. And yeah, I will see you next time. Goodbye.